Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Fire Red. I'm your host VGMKoren and it's time! This one is for all the cookies. We are about to challenge the Elite Four and take over the Pokémon League. Hostile takeover. Let's go in. So as you can see immediately, this room has a certain theme to it. You could call it Ice. Let's see if we're right. Welcome to the Pokémon League. I am Lorelei of the Elite Four. No one can best me when it comes to icy Pokemon. Freezing moves are powerful. Your Pokemon will be at my mercy when they are frozen solid. Are you ready? And this is the Elite Four. The first one of our challengers is Lorelei, as she said. She is the Ice-type trainer, and immediately you're going to be able to see that these trainers are in a league above what you've been fighting for this entire game, with a starting level of 52. Now we're leading off with Kicktron here for High Jump Kick pretty much exclusively. High Jump Kick will be what gets us through this fight, if anything. And these battles are going to be long, hard, probably, and I will not be fast-forwarding any of them because, well, it's the Elite Four. And I'm also kind of terrified that I'm going to lose and everything's going to be bad. Her second Pokemon is Slowbro, which isn't an Ice-type, but is Psychic-type, which means it can take out Pokemon like Kicktron. So our best bet against that is probably Frodo. Now, off-screen, I did get Frodo a few levels, and it learned a new attack, Petal Dance, which I'll be using momentarily and explaining shortly. So first we're going to use Toxic on it, and oh yeah, Safeguard! That was really stupid of me. I am the worst. Safeguard prevents status effects, which means that I just wasted a turn and let him get off a free Amnesia. Amnesia increases his special attack dramatically, which will drastically reduce the effectiveness of Petal Dance, as you can see. And he's going to do it again, which means it's time to switch to a physical attacker. Because, good God, that is not good. Now, in the original games, Amnesia, there wasn't a special defense stat, it was just special. So both special attacks and special defense would go off that same stat. Now, it can use Ice Beam, which obviously is going to be super effective against Frodo. Won't kill it this turn, thankfully. And he's no longer protected by Safeguard, but Petal Dance continues automatically whether I want it to or not. It can continue for 2 or 3 turns, dealing massive amounts of damage, and unfortunately that means that Frodo is going to go down here. Now, the best thing you can do in this situation with a Safeguard Pokemon is swap to a hard-hitting physical Pokemon, and for that we have no one better than Flopflump. Flopflump will lower his attack, which, you know, won't do anything, but then we can use Double Edge, which will hopefully do it. Oh god. Okay, so in this situation, what's going to happen here is Lorelei is going to heal that Pokemon, which means that this is a free switch for me, and a switch I have to make, because otherwise Flopflump will fall asleep. So that is bad. I guess I'm going to send in Fatty Fatty to try and clean this up. Fatty Fatty will do better because he's all physical based, but it's still going to be rough. Each of the Elite Four have 2 or 3 full restores. It's a lot of healing. You don't want to let their Pokemon get into the red. If they get into the yellow, they will not heal, but once they're in the red, they will. So, Body Slam here actually did a significant amount of damage because of a crit, which unfortunately means that this next one is probably going to just, well, hit normally and take him into the red, which means Lorelei will use her other full restore. Now, on the bright side, it did paralyze it, but on the downside, that doesn't matter. But, oh, she decided not to use another full restore on it, I think. She might have another one, I'm not sure. Sometimes the Elite Four can have very strange habits. Now, I put myself to sleep there instead of letting Yawn put me to sleep, because that way I can go ahead and use Snore and know how long I'm going to stay asleep for, which would be 1 more turn if I don't switch out, which I probably will. Alright, Cloyster. The moment Cloyster comes back up, you want to send a Fighting-type Pokemon or a Pokemon with fighting moves out. So let's go ahead and do that, and Cloyster. Now, as you can see, the levels are staying roughly the same. 51 isn't that bad. I'm going to use Bulk Up here because Cloyster is mostly her defensive and setup Pokemon. It will probably do a few things before actually attacking me. One such thing is Hail. Hail will gradually damage all of my team while they're on the field because well, not Articuno, obviously. But, oh, Protect, I made a bad call. I thought it would use a different move, but it didn't. Now, when you use High Jump Kick and a Pokemon uses Protect, you hit yourself every time. Now, what I should have done here is Brick Break, because I can't remember, I don't think it goes through Protect, but it does not hurt me if I miss. So that's the move I should be using here, and it will do comparable damage. Spikes means that whenever I switch to a different Pokemon, it will be hurt both by Hail and by Spikes. So that's going to be kind of difficult, actually. And another Protect means that we waste another turn. I probably should have predicted that and used this turn to heal. Now, that was my mistake. So we'll see how badly that costs me in the coming fight. Oh, it uses Protect again. Now, Protect you can use as many times in a row as you want. However, it does get much lower. There's a much lower chance of it working each time it's used in succession. So this time we're going to Brick Break and bring down Cloyster. Oh, she is a nightmare. The Elite Four are extremely difficult, and Jinx is going to be the next Pokemon she sends out. Jinx is an Ice Psychic type Pokemon, which means that I will keep Kicktron out because I'm pretty sure he can outspeed her, and Jinx does not have much defense. Let's hope my gamble pays off. Yes! Jinx goes down one hit, the most terrifying Pokemon in the world is gone. Lapras, we didn't use Lapras, but Lapras is extremely powerful. In the first generation, it was the highest stat Ice Pokemon aside from Articuno, and it was a good one. Now, not so much. Super effective hit means that we will deal a lot of damage, but I'm fairly sure that she has another full restore on hand. So, what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm going to send out Fatty to basically wall Y revive Kicktron. Now, as you can see, Spikes did a significant amount of damage, and oh, this is interesting. Because it used a Citrus Berry, it may actually not... Yeah, she won't use a potion. So, in this case, we actually get to deal free damage. Now, I'm not sure that Snore will actually take Lapras out at this level. In fact, I'm fairly sure it won't. Yeah. Alright. So, on the off chance that she... Oh, nope, I made a mistake. I thought she had another full restore, but I couldn't remember. So 2 full restores, I believe that's the common for each of the Elite Four, and I'm going to perform a common thing you're going to see in these battles, which is a, basically, Pokemon trade. I'm going to trade out Fatty for a revived Kicktron and hope that this time he can bring Lapras down. Now, this is actually kind of unlikely because, if you remember, oh, that's close. Just barely hung on there. Kicktron actually was buffed up by a Bulk Up in the last fight, and this time he's not. So what we're going to do is we're going to heal him and hope that he can take at least one attack. These battles are all about strategy because when you get here, your Pokemon are going to be vastly underleveled, and that's how they actually make sure that these trainers get off the strategies they want to do. Because really, once you catch up in level, these trainers are just as easy or difficult as any other trainer in the game. So Kicktron comes back out and is immediately hurt by Spikes, which does hurt our chances. High Jump Kick thankfully does not miss, and does a good chunk of damage, but not enough. Now we'll just have to see if it can live through a Body Slam. It can! Okay, with High Jump Kick, we are actually going to finish off the first member of the Elite Four, Lorelei. Oh, that was rough. That's going to be how all of these battles are. It's kind of great. Kicktron wants to learn Mega Kick. However, Mega Kick is, well, it's a normal type attack with bad accuracy, so it doesn't get to learn Mega Kick. Now I can't remember, does it actually... I can't remember what Kicktron's passive is. I should look at that. Things shouldn't be this way. And we win and get a ton of money for doing it. You're better than I thought. Go on ahead. You only got a taste of the Pokémon League's power. Alright, so after every Elite Four fight, what you want to do is go to your bag, heal up, and prepare yourself for the next... I'm completely in the wrong item slots right now. This is kind of ruining the dramatic tension. You want to heal up, basically. Become your own Pokemon Center, and that is why I bought all these revives. I will be revive trading a lot. It is a strategy that served me well even as a child. So that's what we're going to be doing. As you can see, we do have relatively limited supplies with only 17 max... only like 40 healing items, you know. It's totally not enough. Actually, it'll probably be fine, but you know... I'm not too worried about this next Elite Four challenger, but the third one terrifies me. Alright, so let's go ahead and heal Fatty up. And with everyone back up at full HP, we are prepared to go into the next fight. And I'm going to start the next one off with Flop-Flump. Alright, let's go. Alright, as you can see, they're stone pillars, so this must be another rock type, right? I am Bruno of the Elite Four. Through rigorous training, people and Pokemon can become stronger without limit. I've lived and trained with my fighting Pokemon. No, he's not a rock. And that will never change. Koren, we will grind you down with our superior power. Hoo-ha! And it's Bruno, the fighting type master of the Elite Four. I believe that, obviously, the gym types that you fight, the types that are left are going to be in the Elite Four. However, despite saying that he's the fighting type master, he sends out an Onix first. So he kind of is rock type. He's Brock 2.0. And unfortunately for Brock 2.0, Onix is extremely weak to special attacks and to water. So that did not end well for him. Bruno is probably the easiest of the Elite Four. In fact, let's just strike out that probably and just put out the, oh my god, he's so easy, it's kind of funny. Bruno lulls you into a false sense of security, and part of that is because the fighting type Pokemon and the rock type Pokemon that he uses are kind of terrible. So Hitmonchan, we almost ended up with a Hitmonchan actually, and well, it probably won't serve him any better than it would have served me. So with it poisoned, we're safe to go ahead and use Petal Dance because this will probably take it out. Petal Dance is a dangerous move because it does lock you up for a couple of turns and leaves you confused. However, because of its special nature, it can't be countered by Hitmonchan's counter, and what's going to end up happening is that after it uses an ineffective Sky Uppercut, we're going to Petal Dance it to finish it off. So this has already gone extremely well. Now, if you're using something like Petal Dance where you end up confused, how did you live? Wow, well, poison took him out. If you fight something or you use something that will confuse you, the thing you want to do afterwards is swap. Just no matter what, you want to swap out, go to a different Pokemon, that way you don't eat the confusion. So, do that. I'm going to send out Bahamut because Bahamut might be able to take out Hitmonlee. This is going to be painful. See, I want to say that Hitmonlee's passive is something that improves the power of kicking type moves, but I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Anyways, Fly is a super effective attack, however, it's not the strongest attack, which means that, well, we're not going to get the most damage done. Now, I'm pretty sure he will full restore, which means we are safe to go ahead and use a Flamethrower this turn instead of a Fly, because we are faster, slower than Hitmonlee. So that was actually a mistake. Ooh. Yeah, Mega Kick, but it misses due to its low accuracy, which means this Fly will take out Hitmonlee. As you can see, Hitmonlee, even when it's in the Elite Four, Hitmonlee just can't do all that much. Poor thing. Anyways, after that, he can use Machamp. Machamp is the final evolution of, well, Machoke and Machop. And we're going to go ahead and start off with Overheat to take advantage of its low special defense. This will do a massive amount of damage, thank you, and lower our special attack, but we don't need special attack for the flying type. However, it used Rock Tomb, which means that Bahamut is going to die, because Bahamut's 4 times weak to rock type attacks. Oh, Bruno, you actually did something that was effective. I approve of this. Unfortunately, Articuno is going to wipe him up, despite the fact that... Actually, this may have been a mistake, now that I think about it. Ice... Well, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll totally be okay. Right? Uh-oh. I may have just made the worst mistake of this fight. Yeah, I did. That was pretty bad. Anyways, Articuno's speed falls. I don't think it'll be slow enough to get outrun by Machamp, but you never know. So what we want to do here is take advantage of the free Aerial Ace turn we get, see how much damage we do. A lot. And we're going to try and outrun it. Now, unfortunately, because we got slowed, we can't do that, and Machamp takes Articuno out. Well, you know, it happens. Alright, so our third contender is going to be Frodo, and Frodo is just going to immediately launch into a Petal Dance to try and finish him off. Now, I might should have used Giga Drain here, but I want to save my Giga Drains for something special. Another part of finding the Elite Four means that you only have a few... Oh, God. Oh, good, it didn't use another full restore. Part of finding the Elite Four means that you only have the number of attacks that your Pokemon know, which means if you burn through all of your Overheats and Giga Drains in the first couple of trainers, you won't have anything left for the last few trainers. Now he's going to send out another Onix, which means that Flop-Flump can switch in and get a free kill. Did we take out a Machoke somewhere around here? I can't remember. I'm gonna have to replay the footage of this because I thought we hadn't taken out. Did I just completely blank out? Hang on. He should have one more Pokemon if I'm not Nope. Why? How could I lose? Did I just fight Machoke without even thinking? My job is done. Go face your next challenge. Does he not have Machoke? No, he doesn't have Machoke. No, I'm wrong. I'm completely insane. Just so you know. So, I'm sorry. I could have sworn he had a Machoke for some reason, and it was just throwing me off. Now, unfortunately, if there's a time that I'm going to wipe out, it will be on the next trainer. And why, you might ask? Well, the next trainer, up until now, I've had type counters for each of the attacks. The next trainer, I don't have anything to type counter them. So what's going to probably end up happening is an extremely difficult fight. And there are a few ways I can go about it, and I don't like any of them. So we're going to just have to heal up and, well, hope that we do well, because it'll be the third trainer. Once we get over this trainer, we will be almost done with the Elite Four. But it's the hardest one for us. So let's go ahead and take it on. You might notice something about the music. Remember this? I thought so. I am Agatha of the Elite Four. I hear Oak's taken a lot of interest in you, child. That old duff was once tough and handsome, but that was decades ago. He's a shadow of his former self. Now he just wants to fiddle with his Pokedex. He's wrong. Pokemon are for battling. Koren, I'll show you how a real trainer battles. Now, if you look, she actually has really angry eyebrows. I mean, look at those. Good God. Agatha, as you might have guessed from the music, well, let's just wait for her to send it out. Agatha is the Ghost-type trainer. Gengar is one of the strongest Pokemon in the game, the final evolution of Ghastly. It is going to be extremely difficult to take him out, because in the past, in the first generation, Earthquake was all you needed. However, once abilities came into play, Gengar got Levitate, which means it's immune to ground-type attacks, which would be the thing that would take it out. Now, thankfully, Gengar is a Ghost-type, and Ghost-types in this generation are physical-type moves, which means it can't do much damage to Flop-Flump with his Shadow Punch. And also makes me look like a kind of, overstater of how powerful he was. However, she's going to go ahead and burn her first full restore. I know that this Gengar knows Double Team. I know it because it destroyed me with Double Team multiple times. Usually I save before each trainer, but, well, There it is. There's the Double Team. This is where the battle may get tricky because, well, once he can start evading you, there's not a lot you can do to stop him. Unfortunately for her, she's only used Double Team once, and I can still survive at least one more Shadow Punch without having to swap or heal. So I will go ahead and do that. I'm going to take the hit and then heal up, because Gyarados Flop-Flump is our best chance at taking out this Gengar. Ooh, and that does not make me happy, believe me. So go ahead and we're going to go ahead and use a max potion here on Flop-Flump, and notice that our supplies, despite the fact that we have plenty, are dwindling rather quickly. Another Shadow Punch is not that big of a deal. I don't want to go into the bag. I want to bite him to death. Now, I might actually get the kill here with a bite, and that would be nice. Okay, well, I could miss too. That's a thing that could definitely happen. Okay, come on. Come on. You know you want to bite him. That was a good flop flop. You left him with 1 HP. You're not a good flop flop. You're the worst flop flop. Oh my god. Okay, well, I can still survive one more Shadow Punch. As you can see, Double Team is the most irritating thing in the game, but thankfully, a billion bites later, Gengar has gone down. Oh my god. And Golbat, of course, is our second Pokemon. Golbat, as a flying type, is weak to ice types, so we're going to go ahead and show off Articuno's massive power, well, kind of for the first time. We've never really used it in a situation where it would have been effective. So, Air Cutter will deal decent damage, or not, to us, and Ice Beam most likely will one-shot this Golbat. I would be surprised if it didn't. Keep going, HP bar, that's right. Good HP bar, you listen to what I say. Is this creepy? Anyways, Arbok is her next Pokemon. Now, I want to send in Flop-Flump, however, Flop-Flump is in massive danger of just outright dying. So, what to do? I think I'm going to send in Bahamut as a decoy. And I'm going to heal up Flop-Flump after I send him out, and then we'll see if Bahamut can actually take out this Arbok by himself. Arbok is not that threatening of a Pokemon, which is why I'm taking this opportunity to do this. Because it's not as scary as Golbat can be with its, Confuse Ray. And it might have poison. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what she tries to do here. Screech. Lowers our defense. Not what I would do, but okay. We're going to go ahead and try and use Flamethrower, and thankfully we are faster than most of the Elite Force Pokemon, which is a big part of why we can win this at all. Sludge Bomb will do, however, amazing damage because our defense is lowered, and yeah, defense is lowered, and Sludge Bomb is just a powerful attack. So we're going to go ahead and send out Flop-Flump again, which may actually be a mistake now that I think about it. But it depends on what she sends out next. Either way, Earthquake is what we need to finish this fight off, and so the Earthquake is what we're going to get. After a couple of explosions, hopefully this will take it out in one shot. Do it, yeah! You're the man, Flop-Flump. You're the man. Okay, what are you sending out next? Gengar! That's right, she has 2 of them. Because she hates you, that's why. This Gengar, however, is level 58, which means it's far more powerful, and unfortunately it knows Hypnosis. I believe it also may know Dream Eater, which would be a big problem if it did, because Gengar's special type attack is through the roof. Which means whenever we're asleep, we want to go ahead, and we're just going to use the... I believe we have Awakenings. Yeah, there they are. We will use those so that you don't have to listen to the Poke-Flute, because... well, I'm not that mean. Yeah, oh no, Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb instead. Sludge Bomb is a physical type attack, which means it's not that great against Flop-Flump. However, it's still good enough to deal a lot of damage and poison him, which is bad. So what I'm going to do here is send out Fatty Fatty. And you may be wondering, why are you sending out a normal type against a ghost? You can't do anything. That's the point. It just used Shadow Ball, and it couldn't do anything to me because of it. Which means that I can go ahead and fully restore Flop-Flump and get it back in the fight for this Gengar. It's going to be a great time. This is the kind of thing you're going to need to do. Oh. Hypnosis puts Fatty Fatty to sleep, but Fatty Fatty really doesn't care because Fatty Fatty's made to be asleep. And it's probably going to do something, I have no idea, but we're going to swap in Flop-Flump because it's mostly using those physical type attacks. Thankfully, she's not making use of Gengar's enormous special attack because otherwise we'd be screwed. Yeah, Sludge Bomb. I think that in the original it knew Dream Eater. I can't remember for sure. Someone feel free to check up on that for me. Oh god, Hypnosis. Now, Hypnosis thankfully only has 15 power points, so it won't go on forever. And that's about all I can say that's good about it. So, in this case, what we're going to end up having to do is probably heal it from this and then continue to just chain heal it. Now, I do have another strategy in mind if this continues to be the case. Sludge Bomb obviously isn't going to do that much damage. Hopefully, I actually want it to poison me at this point, because once you're poisoned, you can no longer be put to sleep, which would be immensely useful in this situation. Now, as you can see, Bite doesn't do that much damage, which is really unfortunate. So we're actually going to swap again, and you might be thinking, what are you doing? You could just take a hit, and you're going to take a couple of free hits for swipping. That's what we're going with, is swipping. Now, we're going to go ahead and use a max potion as soon as I find one. There they are. I wish there was a sort button. There probably is a sort button, and people are probably staring at me going, what are you doing? I hate you so much. How can you be having trouble on Agatha? And now I'm sad. But either way, it's going to do another Sludge Bomb. Fatty Fatty still doesn't care, because Fatty Fatty's full of fat. And we're going to swap back to Flop Flump. Now, by doing this, we're actually going to do something very important. We're going to cut his attack again. This cuts his attack by 2 stages, or by basically 50%, I believe. So we will be doing very small chunks of damage unless it gets a critical hit like it just did, which will also poison us because, you know, it's great. It's cool. I don't mind. I'm not mad. Max potion. Now, I did get poisoned, so that means I can't be put to sleep, so max potion instead of full restore for this scenario. I want to be poisoned. I want to take that extra poison damage, that way I don't have to keep using hypnosis tactics. Now, that does mean I will be taking a significant amount of poison damage, 18 per turn, but I think we'll be able to manage that. Hopefully he won't get another lucky critical hit, because if he does, we're screwed. Alright, so I'm not entirely sure we can take another hit, but we're going to go ahead and try and press our luck. If nothing else, we can always swap back after reviving. Nope, we still got one good hit left in us. And we've brought Gengar close to the edge, but then it uses a citrus berry to restore its HP. Oh, man. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is use a full restore because it doesn't seem very interested in putting me to sleep anymore. Probably because I'm poisoned. Probably the moment I'm going to do this, it's going to use hypnosis and just make me rage and swear and curse, and yeah. Oh, Shadow Ball instead. Shadow Ball is a Ghost-type move, which lowers special defense. It's a physical-type move in this generation that lowers special defense. However, he does put me to sleep, or Flop Flump to sleep, which means that this battle will continue onwards forever. No, seriously, this is probably going to be the longest battle, mostly because of this. So we're going to go ahead and use a full heal because I can't be bothered to find the Awakening again. And it's going to use Nightmare. Nightmare is a dark ghost type move. It basically, it does damage. It does a lot of damage, and no, it does a fourth of your Pokemon's HP per turn that it's asleep. It's pretty brutal. Now, we did bite it all the way down to low HP, however, I have a feeling something's going to happen. Yep, there it is. The full restore. And with that, this battle is completely reset to what it was in the first place. Aren't you happy? I'm not. So we're going to keep doing this. Thankfully, it's missing a bunch of Hypnosises in a row. Hypnosis has an extremely low accuracy. I think it's like 65, but it does end up hitting us again. Now, it might actually be out of other type attacks. It might be out of Sludge Bombs. Yes, your opponent's Pokemon do actually have power points for their moves, even though it may not seem like they do. So we'll go ahead and wake Flop Flump back up. He will use Nightmare. I believe he is out of Sludge Bombs at this point. Thank God. Unfortunately, he's not out of Hypnosis and won't be for a while. So, yeah. This is the Elite Four, guys. And this is the harasser of the Elite Four. I was actually looking forward to getting through the first 3 trainers in a reasonable amount of time, and then Agatha just had to go and take a dump in my cornflakes. Kind of the worst thing ever, huh? This is the power of Gengar, however. Gengar can last forever, and unfortunately, Dark type is a special type attack, which means that Flop Flump just isn't really any good with it. Alright, it's in the red, she won't heal it again, but we're asleep. It's kind of a great time. And by a great time, I mean a terrible time. So what are other strategies you can employ here? Well, you can use a Psychic type, which will instantly destroy any of our Pokemon. And that's about it. You can also use a real Dark-type Pokemon if you manage to catch one, but I don't think you can actually have a Dark-type Pokemon. Alright, we're just going to speed up this animation because this is getting slightly long. Okay, there we go. We are back to where we were supposed to be. And another Hypnosis. Okay. This is the only time I'm going to speed up, I swear, is when it's doing this. Because this will be what it does for the rest of the battle, and until it misses another Hypnosis, we kind of have to just take it. Which may be a while, apparently. Alright, so full heal, it uses Nightmare, it fails, we bite it, except it goes back to sleep. This... Oh my god, come on now, it's not out of Shadow Balls, it has plenty. It has plenty of Shadow Balls. Thank you! Okay, finally the bite goes through and we take out Gengar. Good God! That was her strongest Pokemon, however, and the only thing that's left at this point is a Haunter, the pre-evolution of Gengar. However, that unfortunately means that Flopflump is still our best bet, and we don't really have the ability to keep sending Flopflump against it. So we're going to go ahead and swap over to Articuno for just a second here, and we're going to use Aerial Ace. Mean Look is a move that prevents you from swapping out, which means Articuno cannot escape this fight. However, Aerial Ace should be enough. Oh god, are you serious? It knows Hypnosis too? Really? Really? Okay, we are going to once again fast forward through this Hypnosis Bay. Haunter is the one that knows Dream Eater, and I will fast forward through this Hypnosis base. Now, unfortunately, this means that I am burning almost all of my full heals trying to outlast these Pokemon. So, there we go. A second Aerial Ace gets through. Unfortunately, another Hypnosis gets through as well. So, we'll just use some more Awakening. Good God. Another Hypnosis, which means that we'll use another Awakening, which means another Hypnosis, which means that we'll use another Awakening, which means another Hypnosis, which means that we'll use another Oops, I just did the wrong thing. That is Dream Eater. It does minor amounts of damage. Well, it actually does incredible amounts of damage, but it won't work. Anyways, it's going to use Hypnosis and misses, which means that we take it out with Articuno. Whew! Oh my, you're something special, kid. Oh, that was an insane fight. You win. I see what the old Duff sees in you now. I have nothing else to say. Run along now, child. Okay. Good God, that was a close fight. That was less actually of a close fight and more just of a fight where we got trolled by Hypnosis for the entire fight. It was a good time for everyone, except probably for you and me. So, no one, really. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and find our revives and heal our Pokemon back up. Now, 3 trainers in, we actually are doing okay on supplies, but we are starting to run low. As you can see, we only have 10 max potions left, most of which are going to get consumed right here. 1 full restore is going to get used to take Fatty out, because actually at this point full heals are better. And, well, for the next one, we're going to put Articuno in the lead, because the last of the Elite Four is next. If you want to see what type he uses and what's going to happen, then you'll have to join me in the next one, where we take out the Pokemon League once and for all. I hope to see you then.